My name is John Campbell, and I was asked by Keith Hodson, who you see in the video there, to join him on his Mackenzie River trip to survey peregrine falcons for the territory government. And that's what this video shows. We drove about 2,500 kilometers north to Hay River and then about 3,000 kilometers on the water in just over a month, going from Hay River to Inuvik and then back to Wrigley. Have you got you get up there, or do you need a pail? My son and I actually came up early to help Keith get ready. Here we're patching holes, or fiberglassing the holes in the boat. We sanded it down, and that's my green truck. We're all packed and ready to go. The drive from Telkwa, BC, where Keith and Heather live, was about 2,500 kilometers. There's Swan Lake, which you'll see in a second, on the top left, and Hay River, where we met up with Betty and Wayne Sager, who joined us for the river trip. This was our first stop on Highway 37 going north, just to get some refreshments and check and see everything's okay.
I got a couple postcards from my buddy.
Okay. Originally, the plan was to check out some gerfalcon sites on the way north. Keith knows of a number of sites. He says they nest north of the Peace River line as there's less snow, and that enables them to live off of ptarmigan, which is their main prey source. We didn't have time, but we did stop and have a look at some of the cliffs, some of the areas that Keith knows about. Who knows? You can see some whitewash there. That may be something. It could be an eagle nest, could be ravens. But anyway, we did stop and have a check, and I thought it would be interesting to show the type of areas that they do nest in. We stayed at this camp, which is run by friends of Keith's. We went there to deliver some pork that Keith had produced, and we're just enjoying the wonderful morning, and then we're going to head down the Alaska Highway to join up with the Liard Highway and go north into the territories. Watson Lake is famous for the signs that people originally just started posting for messages and things like that. I was up here in the late 60s, and it was well known for it then, although not nearly as large. It was kind of just like billboards with signs on them. I apologize for the quality here, but I had my son drive around and take pictures, and I was new to taking shots, so not the best way to do it, but I did want to show what it's like. We saw a lot of wildlife right along the highway, like this grizzly bear. Quite surprising, really, although there are a number of provincial parks along the way. But the animals, like you can see here, are very comfortable with traffic. Hey, bear! Burned out area, you don't see that often down south. Boy, this guy was sure in great shape. Look at the shine on his coat. It's really cool to see this. This is a wild buffalo, one of the few remaining ones left. It's a wood buffalo, and you can tell that by that big hump there. Okay. This is the Liard River and a nice set of rapids. We had a look. And we did a lot of this following Keith. We did 2,500 kilometers in 4 days, as I said. And this just shows a little bit of the country that we were going through, and it did vary quite a bit. We stopped here at these hot springs, and it really is a must stop if you get a chance. It's incredibly beautiful places you're about to see. The hot springs is actually quite a large area, large enough to create its own microcosm, which is what this is talking about here. This is the lower pool, and this is the upper pool, a little bit bigger. It's about 3 meters deep. Keith said when he came here in the mid-60s, there's nothing but a big mud hole here, so they really developed it quite a bit. And it's quite nice. Just outside the hot springs, we came across these. This is a bunch of wood buffalo again, cows and calves. Very tame and easy to get along with. Apparently wood buffalo are easier to get along with than plains buffalo.
Yeah.
The next thing that we came across were these stone sheep, some ewes and lambs, I think part of a park here. Here's yet some more wildlife. This is a pair of woodland caribou that were curious about us. We were downwind, so they couldn't smell us, and they kept getting closer and closer, so we had fun watching them. Saw a moose back there, and here's a caribou that came so close we almost could have reached out and touched it. Good stuff. Another bunch of stone sheep right beside the road. This is part of a provincial park here, so that's why they're so tame. Kind of nice to see though. I thought that was an interesting burn pattern with the lines on the ridges there. Again, some different country. There's the road behind us. It is still windy, although a lot better than it was in the late 60s when I did it. And here we're going through, just up here actually, we just missed seeing a lynx. Couldn't get the camera to Chris in time. Right in there actually.
It's like a link or something. Where?
The last sequence was to give you an idea about the amount of driving that we did. And as soon as we hit the territories, the quality of the road changed, as you can see. Couple of bulls here on the road. We stopped to let them go by because we weren't going to argue with them. These are probably part of a different herd than the other ones that you saw. The World Cup was on, so we listened to it when we could get radio coverage. This is the Samba Day Falls Territory Park. We have joined the Mackenzie Highway now, and we're heading south towards Hay River.